What's going on, you guys? Thank you guys for watching this video. Before we get started, leave a like, comment, all right? Or as a matter of fact, comment at the end, but subscribe, okay? The reason why I say subscribe is because I'm gonna keep posting daily content, and as you can see by the title, man, I'm gonna be giving value, giving you guys the game and the mindset, and hoping that you guys will apply it. All right. So my topic for today, man, is your rights. Okay. You have a right to live. Okay. You have a right to freedom. Okay. As a matter of fact, they're called your unalienable rights. But what you don't know is that we contract to a lot of things, right? You actually have a right to contract. Okay. But you have a right to live life, have freedom, health, and the pursuit of happiness. All of this is written in the Constitution. As a matter of fact, those higher powers made sure that big governments see to it that we keep our unalienable rights. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your color, creed, where you're from, where you think you're from, you have rights. It's a supreme right, okay? You have a right to contract or not to contract. Okay. And that is unlimited. I mean, at any point in time, man, you can contract with somebody and you can tell someone, I don't want to contract. Never in a situation do you want to be under duress and sign a contract. Now, I'm going to bring it back real quick before I continue to talk about these rights. I'm talking about this because not only companies, but we violate our own rights. Okay. Yes, the companies will violate our rights, but if you don't know your rights and you don't study up on your rights, you'll continue to be violated. So you can contract or not contract, and that's unlimited. It doesn't matter who it is. Now, here's another unalienable right that I want to talk about. The right to earn a living by being compensated with wages, a salary, or any trade goods in fair exchange for one's work. And let's talk about that real quick. It says you have a right to earn a living. It's not a privilege. It's also not given. Okay. You have a right to earn a living, and nobody can take that away from you. Even if somebody says, oh, you don't have to work, that doesn't mean that person took away the right for you to work. No one can actually take away your right. As a matter of fact, under the supreme law, if someone were to do that for you, that is a awful offense, with higher precautions than the court system that we have today. Okay. It also says in fair exchange of one's work. Let's talk about that. You have to be able to be of value to the marketplace in order to get what you want. You have to exchange value for value. But if you're not, and you just want things to be put in your lap, you want things to happen for you, unfortunately it won't. Okay. You have a right to go after what you want. And you also have a right to not go after what you want. At the end of the day, it is your decision. Decide whether you want to take accountability for that. Decide whether you want to constantly keep making decisions that either take away your freedom or your ability to earn a living, to live. Another thing I want to talk about, and I won't go through all of these, I'll just go through some. It says the right to travel in ordinary course of one's life and business. All right. And just for the simple term, for the lawful term, meaning that you have a right to travel. I can walk here and go there. I can hop in a private vehicle and drive and travel wherever I want. It's these policies and governments and regulations that kind of manipulate that. But in reality, you have a right to pretty much go and come as you please, participate in any type of business or do anything in your life. And nobody can affect that. The only time somebody can affect that is when you agree to it. But before I talk about that, I want to continue. The right to privacy and confidentiality, free from unwarranted invasion. Okay. You have a right to be private. You have a right to be confidential, and you have a right to tell someone that they cannot invade your privacy. Okay. Right to control and hold one's property lawfully without trespass. The right to self-defense when threatened with harm, loss, or deceit. That's an interesting one. With harm, loss, or deceit. Self-defense. That's powerful. If a company deceives you, you have a right to defend yourself. Okay, that's the whole point of the consumer law process. That's the whole point of everything that I talk about, is to be able to defend yourself against these unlawful debt collectors. The next thing, the right to due process of law with notice and opportunity to defend. That's what I talk about in the complete debt guide down below. It will actually be in the description. You guys can tap into that. The due process of law. And this goes along with the law, right? So it's important for you to know the law so that you can actually exercise the law properly. The right to be presumed innocent, okay? The right to remain silent when accused, to avoid self-incrimination. The right to equality in the eyes of the law and to equal representation. The right to trial by jury, being an impartial panel of one's peers. The right to appeal in law against conviction or sentence or both. The right to expose knowledge necessarily to one's rights and freedom, which is essentially what I'm doing. The right to peaceful association, assembly, expression, and protest. The right to practice a religion and to believe of one's choosing. The right to live and to consensual marriage with children as a family. The right to security from abuse, persecution, tyranny, and war. The right to refuse to kill under command by any reason of conscience. The right to live in peace and be left alone when law abiding. Now, I spoke about this because, we don't even accept our rights. We don't treat our rights with a level of importance. Meaning, if you have the ability, the opportunity, the right to be able to attack this life, the right to be able to fix your goals, fix your credit, discharge your debt, start a new business, start a new career, make money, and solve all your problems. You have a right to do that. Why don't you do it? What is stopping you from actually doing the work that you need to do? As a matter of fact, that you have a right to do. Imagine if you didn't have a right. There's people in prison right now who do not have any rights at all. As a matter of fact, these unalienable rights do not apply to them because technically they wasn't law abiding. Technically, they harmed somebody. This is also why it's important to know the law. This is also why it's important to be prepared for situations so that if you get put in a situation, it's not last minute, you're trying to figure it out. Plenty of people in prison lost all of these rights that I just expressed to you because they didn't know them in the first place. They didn't know the laws that even backed up their rights. So on a smaller scale, we can talk about debt collectors and we can talk about consumer reporting agencies. We can talk about trust law. We can talk about banks. But if you don't know it, you're right. Or better yet, even how to apply it, what will even matter? Freedom is a mindset. Slavery is also mental. Okay? Feeling like you don't have a right to do something starts with you and your pattern of thinking. If tomorrow you wake up and you say, I can't attack my dreams, or I cannot get that job, or I cannot start that business, or I can't do what this person does because I am this person. Do you know your mind has a funny way of believing that? Your mind will trick you into thinking that that stuff is true. I always talk about this. Your mind is one of the most powerful and one of the most profound things given to you standard at birth. And most people take it for granted. Because your mind doesn't cost millions of dollars, people place little value on it. It's super valuable to the point where you can plant negative things into it, positive things into it. If you plant apples into it, it will grow apples, literally. But if you plant something poisonous, it'll grow that as well. So your mindset towards your dreams and goals is probably the reason why you don't know just the simple rights that you have. Probably the reason why you won't go after what it is that you can go after, because part of you thinks that you don't have the right. But just this here alone, we already have a right to all of those things. The only thing is we have to create it, or better yet, You have free will, the freedom to literally apply everything that you see here. But you also have the freedom to not. You have the freedom to also believe that you don't have a right. And I'm telling you to take that belief away. I'm telling you to start believing in yourself today. Start applying the knowledge. Start applying the consumer law, fix your credit. Start your LLC. Why you take it forever to set up your LLC? It only costs 200 and something bucks. Go to arbitration. If you have your documentary evidence, take them to arbitration. Okay? If you have a 750 credit score, apply. Okay? A $10,000 limit could be coming out the door. A $20,000 limit could be coming. You know, a new business connection. A video may blow up. Whatever the case may be, believe in yourself. And I don't want to run on too long, man, but I'll leave you guys with this. If you start believing in yourself, you will take action. Okay? If you believe that you can actually do something, you will take action. Action will build results, and the results will build more belief. Okay? It's crazy that it starts with the faith and the belief first. Faith that when you do take the action, or maybe just a blind faith that if I take action, I could possibly get results. Okay? So, you have a right to go after your dreams. As a matter of fact, it's your duty and obligation. As a matter of fact, you don't have a freedom to not be free. You have no choice but to be free. Whether you tell yourself you can't be free, that is also a freedom. That is also a reality as well. Okay? Anything you can do, you can control and take yourself out of it. Whether it's going to be hard or not is up to you, but it's attainable. All right? If you're brand new here, subscribe to the channel. All right? Let me know what else you guys would like to hear down below in the comment section. I love you guys. Check out the links below, and I'll see you in the next one.